Welcome to a new Monday morning routine. It's Coffee with Strangers with Kelli Lemon.
Hey, it's Kelli, and today I'm at Pop for episode 100 of Coffee with Strangers. Can you believe it? And for our episode 100, my guest is no other than Kelli Lemon. Kelli's a social entrepreneur in town and was recently voted second in Richmond to most embody the spirit of RVA.
You know how I start off the show, so cheers to you. I know you, kind of know what you do in this city. Glad to have you seated right here to talk to me finally. But who are you and what do you do in this big city? That's crazy coming from someone like you. To even say that about me, I really appreciate it. Huge fan of the show, so I have to start off there. I am Kelli Lemon. You know, I've had a couple of different titles throughout the city, but I am a self-proclaimed social entrepreneur. When I talk about being a social entrepreneur, I am literally talking about creating those opportunities, providing those spaces for people to have a good time. And I have four major components to that: food, sports, arts, and education. I think any of those things right there can get people engaged, can get people talking, and create a social environment. One thing I know you're passionate about is this city right here. But you're not from here. How did you end up in Richmond? I was born in Hampton, raised in Yorktown, and then around 92, my parents were working in Richmond already. Before I was going into my junior year, my parents asked me, would we move to Richmond, to kind of uproot me to a place that I did not know at all. And of course, they're telling me I'm coming to Richmond. Back in the 90s, no, you don't go to Richmond. You know, I think we were #1 murder capital, of the world or something crazy like that. Little did I know is that, no, we weren't moving to Richmond. We were moving to Hanover County. So Atlee, then what did you do? I mean, everybody kind of knows you from VCU. You had a really interesting career at VCU, but, did you ever think that you would be doing what you're doing? Did you think that this would be your career, man? Atlee High School, I think, or just moving up here in general, when I say it was just a big wake-up call for me. And I was very, very, determined to go to an HBCU. And I had the schools that I was not going to. UVA was on my list of schools that I was not going to until my guidance counselor told me that I would not get in to UVA. And it was kind of that spark that I needed. I hadn't even thought about applying, but when you tell me I can't do something, that was, all I needed to say that I was gonna do it. Went to UVA for 4 years. I learned life at UVA. I mean, you have made such a big difference in the way that we live Richmond. And you talk about that a lot. People see you all over the place. I truly threw myself into this Richmond culture, but I lived in Hanover in this all-white neighborhood, went to this predominantly white high school, but on the weekends or any time that I could find to find culture and find my black community, that's what I did. And that's truly how I learned Richmond. Where do you rest your head? Don't give the address, because I know that people are going to try to figure out where you live, but where do you rest your head? North Side. Very interesting story with that, because I bought my house when I was 23. My dad and I were going around finding HUD homes, and we were flipping them. He happened to find this home over North Side, and I took one step in it, and I just told him, we're not flipping this house. This is my house. This is where I'm gonna live. It was not the right time to be buying a house over North Side at all. It is not the North Side that it is right now. But I literally saw the roads grow out of the concrete. I knew it was going to change. This may be a hard question for you, okay? Because I know that you're an RVA foodie. Last 3 places that you ate. But if you want to give any shout outs, go ahead and drop those 2. I mean, I cannot not shout out 2 places that gave me kind of my hospitality start. And a lot of people don't know this, but I started my bartending career at Kroger Spot. They owned a club in the 6th Street Marketplace called Mr. Bojangles, and that's where I started. And then Mama J's, those are my friends, and so Mama J's is a very, very big staple piece in my life and my career and kind of how I got everything started. And then there's another 25 restaurants that are in Virginia Black Restaurant Experience or Richmond Black Restaurant Experience that I always got to give love to. Do you drink coffee? I drink cream and sugar with a hit of coffee. Well, you're one of those people. Never saying never, but do you think that you'll leave Richmond? Richmond is home. I am Richmond. I feel like, will I go other places? Yes. Will I always have a house in Richmond? Yes. I can't be away from Richmond for longer than like 3 or 4 days. Like, it makes my skin itch. Like when I go overseas or do things out of the country, like I'm ready to get, what is Richmond doing? What's going on there? Because I feel like we change and move so fast. If you're in an elevator in another city and someone sees that shirt and says, RVA, what is that? Richmond is old Southern history remixed into urban art and living. We have been able to take the past and really find a way to create a culture that is different, a culture that is the future, a culture that is vibrant and lively. Richmond is something that I feel everyone needs to experience at some point because you get so many different things in this place. We are a small city in a big old environment, you know, like you can get to the mountains, you can get to the beach, you can get to so many different things, and I think that that's what makes Richmond so unique. You can be who you want to be in Richmond. You can create your opportunities in Richmond. You can be comfortable yet uncomfortable in Richmond. That's what I think RVA is. That's what I think Richmond is.
Thanks to everyone for your support of the first 100 episodes of Coffee with Strangers. We're so grateful for your support and look forward to sharing more dope stories and interviews with you. Okay, see you soon.